May 1845, the British Navy bid farewell to its most technically advanced expedition. Command was entrusted to Sir John Franklin, a veteran whose name was synonymous with success. Massive steam engines in the hulls promised victory over the unpredictable winds of the north. Provisions were calculated for years, creating an illusion of total safety on the journey. The ship sailed confidently into the Atlantic, cheered by enthusiastic crowds from the shore. Soon, the first ice of Greenland appeared on the horizon, cold and majestic. In Baffin Bay, the expedition met whalers. It was their very last contact with the world. After that, Erebus and Terror entered the icy straits, and the door closed behind them. Laughter still echoed on the decks, and no one suspected that the Arctic had already begun its game. The final rays of the northern summer lit the path to a place from which no one would ever return.
Winter arrived suddenly, freezing the ocean and turning the water into impenetrable icy armor. The ships came to a standstill, becoming tiny islands in the middle of a vast white desert. Life for the crew moved into cramped lower decks, where time froze along with the temperature. Officers leaned over their charts, trying to decipher the logic of the drifting ice. But along with the cold came a silent disaster. Lead in the canisters began to slowly poison the men. The first to fall ill were moved to the shore, where icy winds tore at the canvas tents. Soon the first crosses rose on Beachy Island, a mournful result of the first wintering. The command realized that every new day in captivity only brought catastrophe closer. Hunting rare animals provided little meat, and scurvy drained their final strength and hope. Only the ghostly aurora in the sky served as a reminder of nature's cold indifference to their fate.
The summer of '47 never arrived, and the death of Sir John Franklin left the mission leaderless. Captain Crozier took on the burden of a leader whose only enemy was now time itself. In desperation, a note was written that became the sole testimony of their final days. In April '48, the survivors abandoned the ships, taking their first step into the unknown. They pulled massive lifeboats on sledges, literally carving their way through the jagged ice. Weakened by poison and hunger, delirious men hauled silver and heavy books with them. King William Island became an endless labyrinth of stone and piercing winds for the crew. Those who fell from exhaustion were left behind, becoming part of this dead landscape. Optical illusions in the sky above the tundra seemed like divine signs to the exhausted sailors. Every night spent in the snow could be their last, yet they continued to push south. Hunger turned the elite of the British Navy into shadows, barely able to move their feet. The road to salvation grew longer, while the line of men became shorter and weaker. Abandoned belongings marked their route like fragments of a once great civilization. Local Inuit watched with horror as ghosts emerged through the snowy haze. The final shelters under overturned boats became mass graves for those who gave up. Officers were the last to die, remaining loyal to their duty until their very last breath. In the final days, desperation crossed all boundaries, forcing survivors to forget their humanity. Erebus Bay became the place where hope finally abandoned the last participants. The last of them fell face down in the snow, just miles from their intended goal. The Arctic closed its embrace, keeping the secret of their death for a century and a half. A century and a half later, modern ships once again entered those same treacherous waters. Sonars probed the seabed until a clear silhouette of a sunken vessel appeared on the screen. An underwater robot became our eyes, descending into the cold abyss to the remains of the Terror. The ship appeared before researchers almost alive, preserving the majesty of its era. A glimpse through the silted windows allowed us to touch objects frozen in time. Every found detail helped reconstruct the picture of those tragic months. Bodies preserved in the permafrost told the truth about the diseases and suffering. In modern laboratories, scientists restore the names of those forgotten by history. Today, memorials on these shores remind us of the heavy price of geographical discovery. The ocean safely holds the memory of Franklin, whose death became a legend of global proportions.